This DJ's so funky, man.
On 3, 2, 1, activate.
Welcome to the Real Double Dose channel. This is your host, Lex, coming to you straight from the heart, where the talk is real and the vibe is always live. I hope you're feeling spectacular every day and each day because you deserve it, you're worth it, and you are it. For any feedback, questions, or show requests, you can reach us at Real Double Dose channel at yandex.com. That's Real Double Dose channel at yandex.com. Also, you can look at our food for thought segments or food for the spirit segments. Sometimes there's cooking tips. Sometimes there's just randomness of serving a slice of everyday life, like we said. And there's a lot of motivational videos and different things on there too that just get up some quotes. You know, it's just a blend of a lot of things. So it'll boost you up somehow. You can reach us there at realdoubledosechannel.blogspot.com. That's realdoubledosechannel.blogspot.com. We're happy to have you, the RDDC team, me and myself, Lex. We're happy to have you, and thank you for your email and your questions. And you know, we're starting to drive this thing on back up. So, I wanted to touch base on everything that's going on, and it was a question from. Well, basically, I call this one of my good old buddies, Ray. And they talked about alignment and the things that came in to be as such, to become. And they had no idea how they just came to be. And I think they've been trying to find more spirituality with the passing of their family, passing of their parents, so many things, you know, and losing the loss or losing someone that you love very close to you, especially your parent, is very hard to take. And I've dealt with it when it comes down to, you know, the passing of my dad. Like, that was, you know, we didn't have the greatest relationship, but we had a relationship. And even if you don't have a relationship with that person, psychologically, you know that they were a part of you coming into the world somehow, you know, there's some making of it. So, yeah, we had to talk about certain things just coming into alignment. And it was basically, you know, a long story made shorter. We were talking about how we became friends. You know, how did we meet out of all these millions of people, thousands of people, the timing, the seconds, the alignment. We met, we came together, and we still are talking to this day right now. To where it could have just been a, hey, how you doing? Nice to meet you. Oh, okay, I'll talk to you later. It never happened. But instead, we're still, you know, pretty well on our journey of friendship. So I was kind of like, wow, out of all those. And I think about this a lot, but it really struck his mind like, man, you got a point there. I mean, just mind you now, he just lost his dad. In the previous years before that, he lost his mother, things going on in his family. So it really struck a chord with him. Like, wow, I met you. You know, he was speaking to me and said, you know, one of my family members are, you know, kind of concerned about me from all the loss that's in my life. And, you know, I'm alone. And basically, you know, I need to talk to a life coach or a therapist, you know, maybe get some of these things off my chest. He's a very reserved, you know, quiet, kind of innocent person. So it's kind of like I laughed and chuckled a little while, and he got really quiet, and he was asking me, you know, basically, why are you laughing? And I'm like, because I am. You know, I am a life coach. I am a spiritual counselor. And I might as well be a therapist, psychiatry certificates or not. You know, it's the whole thing of, you know, having that majestic kind of relationship, which we already had anyway. So I'm like, being there being a life coach and a spiritual guide and whatever else, just me being myself into his life. And it's amazing how the creator, the infinite source, the great spirit of all things, regardless if we chose that path or not, is still the whole point. It is free will. And we do have the choice to accept something or reject it. We could have went our own separate ways and just not listened to the energy that was calling us together. But I came into his life just a few weeks before his dad passed away. And he needed a coping mechanism in a different way to get him. He's a very reserved soul. So he needed to have a person such as myself, be there in his life for those times and be able to uplift him and keep him maintained in some way. And that was a perfect alignment. And I kind of needed someone with a listening heart and a listening ear to kind of be there and take in the information. Because I always let him know, as well as many others, it's not the point of this is mine for me to have. Even if no one ever listens to me, even if anyone ever doubts or says whatever message you can get to apply to your life, or at least one person, I know for sure at least one person is going to pick up on something I say in this lifetime or another. And that one person equals a million. It's a ripple effect to the next person, to the next 10, to the next power. It works, and for me, it's about just doing that. It's not about screaming to the top of my lungs like, hey, Lex is just so awesome. It's more like, wow, just listening to that made me feel awesome enough to be more awesome for someone else, and let them be awesome enough for someone else, and repeat the cycle and pay it forward. So what it comes down for him is I was there for that alignment. I was there and I was used. It's not the point of, some people have a craft and some people have a gift. We have to decipher what that is. So it's the alignment of things, but it's the craft and the gift. I believe that when you have the alignment of things, yeah, you can utilize the crafts that you've, put your expertise into and you've shaped and molded. But when you're given a gift, it's, as freely as you receive the gift, you should be freely giving it away. And that's what I mean. It's certain things put on there. You can't just say, oh, well, I want to give my heart to everybody as a gift and have it broken. You have to be smart and intelligent and guide your own path on that one. You know what's good for you and what's not to a good point now. But the whole thing is when you align something, that's when it works. So I've had the graceful attitude of being able to be in this gentleman's life, right before his dad's gone, and him being able to have someone to kind of soften the blow on what he's dealing with. And he kept telling me, thank you, Lex. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm really happy I met you. He keeps telling me that all the time. And I'm like, you know what? I'm happy I met you too. You can teach me something in life. We're all students at one point. I mean, I'm not presuming to be the teacher all the time, but at the same time, I love being I love learning. I love experiencing life through other people's eyes. Maybe you've been through this yourself. Maybe you have someone else that needs a listening ear, or maybe you need a listening ear. You never know. So I'll be talking more about the craft and the gift versus many things later on. We're going to touch base on a whole lot of things going on, so don't even worry about that. I got you, So, well, you know what it is, baby. I gotta say that. They wanted me to put that as their ringtone, some of my friends, but that's what it is, baby. So, when it comes down to us calling out to the inner part of us to get those signals aligned, I think it's very vital and very important that we listen to the voice that's deep within us. Listen to the calling of it. Sometimes it's a feeling that's so vibrational, you don't even need a word put on it. But at the same time, we have to be able to feel those things and seek them out and understand that's what it is. If something tells us move at this very moment and we don't, there could be a freaking huge, ball flying at our head, and we just didn't listen in that moment and we got cracked in the head, God forbid. But it just comes down to that. Or we could just move to the left and find $100 bill sitting on the ground. We're gonna be, oh wow, look at that. You never know what kind of intuition is basically pulling us in the direction of where we should lead to. So being on that note, everything works out in its own time. And for you, I want to ask all of you wonderful readers, wonderful listeners, what is it that you see yourself that has been aligned with? Like, what have you been aligned with? And a certain purpose, whether it be at a store at a certain day, a person you met at a certain time, or something how it worked out, whether it be the coat that you were looking for sitting on the shelf just waiting for you at a discounted price, or whether it be, your kid getting accepted into the league, or whatever you want to talk about, anything under the sun, anything under the sun that you want to say that had your alignment, please feel free to leave your comment below or send it to, Real Double Dose Channel at yandex.com, or leave it on the blog at realdoubledosechannel.blogspot.com. A lot of things going on here. We also have a Screenerd store, or Skeenerd. It's actually, I believe, if you're looking at the computer facing north, somewhere like that, you can actually see it on, I believe it's the right hand corner up on the side, just above the About Me section of RDDC on the blog. And there's just different cool shirts and stuff like that you can check out. And they have an RDDC pillow and a little tote bag, just little cool stuff. Some of the people who have been listening to us actually gave their ideas on some of it, so you might want to check it out. Just check it out. It's up to you. Also, there's a lot more things coming up. We actually have a author coming up. So many things, books, segments, whatever it might be. But ultimately, this channel is to have all of us come together, be together, serve up a slice of everyday life, have questions, comments, concerns, just random, beautiful elaborations coming together to make one fruitful conversation. And hopefully there'll be more people on here speaking with me and having their hearts tune in. But for now, I will be the vessel where their hearts speak through and have the questions addressed. So this is our first segment on wonderful Tuesday, December 13th, 2016. Finally did it on schedule. I'm trying to stay by it. Life is a freaking box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. That's for sure. So, hey, kudos to me. I would, give myself an applause next time. So let's see what happens on Thursday and make sure we get this out. But if not, you will be hearing from us no later than, by the time next week even comes around, we will be here. But I definitely thank you for your listening hearts. And we appreciate all that you are and all that you have come to be. Again, thanks to Ray. Thanks to Natasha. Thanks to Anthony. Thank you to Angela. It's a whole broad spectrum of people out here who make love what it is and make sounds what it is. But yeah, just remember to align yourself with the things that want to align with you, and to put yourself into a state to where you can align with it too. The same thing goes, the love of my life, the person that I've been in love with for the first time in my life as an adult, and actually aware of it, keeping myself sacred for so long to be able to come to the realization of who this man is, which is my heart. I'll call him, Mr. Grizzly. He's a very, very nice bowl of cherries for me. But the whole thing is, he keeps me balanced in my own way too. And I've come through a long journey with him and realized that I just need to, embrace it and enjoy the journey and not just the destination. It's hard sometimes to take your own advice, or it's hard to listen to the things that you should. But sometimes you have to pick and choose your battles. That's what it has come down to. Your alignment's telling you the same thing. You can align with this, or you can align out of it. You want to be in dismay, or you want to be okay. You have to figure it out. Are you going to complain about there's not enough this, or you just going to go get more and just call it a day? It's not about being a pushover or just accepting what is. It's about letting yourself enjoy what you have, because each moment, each hour, each day, each week, each year, second is never promised. So let's make the best out of it, shall we? So anyways, it's all about aligning to who we are. It's all about the chance of things happening and the absolute numbers that have to do with the probability of them happening. It's all about making sure you use your gifts wisely and understand some people have to craft their craft their uniqueness or craft what they desire because they don't necessarily have the direct gift, but they make it into a gift even though it is a craft. But to those people who make their gift the gift and actually embody it and give it all that they have, and that's what I'm working on and many others every day, it becomes more of a bountiful joy for all those to have, because some people would die to be in your position or mine at any given day. And we need to make the best out of that and show homage and reverence and respect to what we've been given, because it could always be passed to someone else who will desire it and respect it and honor it more. So anything needs to be polished. It is what it is. But let's sink into ourselves and sink into that which is also calling us. Let me get off of here with you. I think I'm pushing over here to the 15-minute mark. I don't want to keep you too long, but this is your host, Lex, coming to you from the RDDC. Thank you for listening with your beautiful hearts and helping ignite the world with all our collaborations and thoughts and feelings and emotions. We will be getting back with you soon and have some questions coming in from a lot of our listeners. So we thank you. Stay tuned. Real Double Dose Channel at yandex.com and realdoubledosechannel.blogspot.com. We will be with you. So stay blessed and only you.